Hi there, I'm Chelsea Reue, and today we're going to talk about the 3 questions you must ask every parent. If you're not asking these, you're guessing. Let's get started. So if you're giving tours and doing most of the talking, this video might make you slightly uncomfortable, but really in a good way, because most preschool owners and directors think tours are about explaining their program, and they're not. High converting tours are about discovery. And if you're not asking intentional questions early, you're guessing. Guessing what matters, guessing what they care about, guessing what their hesitation is, and guessing why they didn't enroll. And guessing lowers conversion. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 3 questions you must ask every parent on a tour and why they completely change how the rest of the conversation unfolds. Let's start with the problem. Most tours sound like this. Let me show you our classrooms. Here's our curriculum. We use this program. Here's our tuition sheet. That's not a tour. That's a monologue. And parents don't enroll because they heard information. They enroll because they felt understood. So let's talk about the 3 questions that shift a tour from presentation to conversation. Let's get started. Question number 1. What made you decide to tour us today? This seems simple, but it's powerful. This question tells you what caught their attention, what they value, what marketing actually worked, whether there's urgency. Did they say, my friend recommended you? That tells you trust and reputation matter. Did they say, we heard you have a strong kindergarten prep? Now you know academics are important to them. Did they say, we need something quickly? Now you know urgency exists. If you don't know what drew them in, you can't reinforce it. Most owners and directors skip this. They assume they know. But assumptions lead to generic tours, and generic tours don't convert as well as tailored ones. Question number 2. What has been your biggest struggle in finding the right school? This one is where enrollment shifts, because now you're uncovering pain, and decisions are made emotionally, especially in childcare. This question reveals their frustrations, their hesitations, their fear, their decision barriers. Maybe they say, we toured somewhere else that felt chaotic. Now you need to emphasize structure and calm. Maybe they say, we didn't feel very welcomed. Now you know emotional safety matters. Maybe they say, it's been hard to find somewhere we trust. Now trust becomes your positioning anchor. If you skip this question, you talk about what you think matters. If you ask it, you talk about what they told you matters. That's the difference. Question number 3. Have you had any experiences with schools in the past that stood out to you, positively or negatively? This is a doozy because this is where you uncover emotional triggers. Parents bring history into every decision. Sometimes it's positive and sometimes it's not. If they had a bad prior experience and you don't know about it, you may accidentally repeat the same fear without realizing it. If they had a great experience somewhere else, that becomes their comparison standard. This question reveals red flags, expectations, emotional sensitivities, and non-negotiables. Now your tour becomes intentional. You're not just explaining your program, you're positioning your program against their real life context. And that's powerful. Let me say something important. Most owners and directors talk more when they should be listening more. We think that if we just explain enough, they'll see the value, but information doesn't convert. Personalized positioning does. When you ask these 3 questions early, naturally, conversationally, you lower resistance, address objections before they surface. You get to build trust faster. You guide the rest of the tour intentionally, and you know what? You get to stop guessing. And when you stop guessing, enrollment becomes predictable. Now, this is just the surface. Knowing what to ask is one thing. Knowing how to use the answers, when to reinforce, how to transition, how to close confidently, that's the structure. So if you want to evaluate your current discovery process, download the free Parent Discovery Guide inside the resource library. It outlines these questions plus additional prompts so you can see whether your tours are structured or winging it. And if you're ready to go deeper inside Transform Your Tour, Transform Your Business, I show you exactly when to ask these questions, how to transition smoothly, how to connect answers to your program, how to handle objections, and how to confidently guide enrollment without feeling salesy. Because this isn't about becoming a salesperson. It's about becoming intentional. And if you're not asking strategic questions, you're guessing, and guessing is really expensive. I'll see you inside the resource library. Until next time.